Hi, how you doing? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood once again. I am having a pretty reasonably good day today. Actually, any day that I can say isn't terrible these days, I label as good. Yeah, well, actually, I try to label everything as good these days. It's one of the things that has been working quite well for me. It's the Stoic stuff in general. Stoic philosophy, like, has revolutionized the way I think and the way that I operate. If it's one of those things where you go, oh well, if I would have known about this, like, I don't know, 20 years ago, my life would have been much different. But one of the things to embrace in Stoic philosophy is the fact that basically everything happens for a particular reason, not necessarily like some divine thing, but to embrace everything as having meaning and purpose, to bring you to an end of spiritual enlightenment in some way, for the mere fact that I would not have the gratitude and the perspective that I do today had I not been through all of the crap that I have put myself through in life. Had I been enlightened to some of these things, or maybe been more open to it, maybe somebody pointed this stuff out along the way, but I was too high to realize it at the time, or something. But regardless, to embrace everything, the concept of amor fati, which is a love of one's fate, and no matter what it is, not just to, we deny a lot of stuff. And then also there's like, we accept a lot of stuff, but not just an acceptance of a thing, but an open, like, bear hug embrace of a thing. Being that, seeing the thing for what I believe it to be, which is a necessary part of our development, that is literally like a part of the adventure of life, the journey to get us to where we need to be, a necessary thing that we are to go through, and seeing things in such a manner rather than random acts of terrible, which we're all given our little box of terrible in life. I think some boxes are way more terrible than others, but for my box at this point in the day, whereas I used to lament it like, oh, why me, and like I had it so bad. Actually, what really killed me back in the day was that I had it so good. I had such a great working body, good working mind, not hideous, and a bunch of leg ups in life. And I still couldn't get it together, so it made me extra specially disappointed in myself. Like, buddy, look at this guy. He's got it together. Why can't you get it together, you piece of, But we none of us know what it's like to be like anybody else. It's all like I'm pretty sure, unique experience to be in one another's body. It would be cool to be able to do like a Freaky Friday type of thing, to be like, switch places and be like, holy shit, this guy, he sees things weird, like, because none of us see things clearly. None of us do, I don't think. We all think we see things as they are, but no, I don't think so. I think I see things in a particular way, and how I know this to be absolutely true is that I can go back at any point in time in my life. I go back, just, you try this with yourself, go back 5 years, and then remember some of the stuff that you were doing and that you were into at that point in time, and then like evaluate that based on how you feel today, and ask yourself how actually smart and intuitive was that? How clearly was I seeing things? Was that person that I was dating really, like, was that a really smart pursuit? Or, a ton of this stuff. So anyway, use that not to like beat myself up about how clearly misguided I can be, but to uh, to use that as a gauge of whatever I have going on in the world, realize that I am totally fallible, that most likely I'm not seeing things 100% clearly, and that I should think on it, be as considerate as practical, and then also to listen to those who might actually know better than me. Because, like, for instance, I know we've all dated people where our friends and family were like, no, man, that is a bad move. And you're like, no, I think she's great, or I think he's just the one for me. And he or she clearly was not. But amor fati. Okay, so we all have the stimulus that comes from occurrences in our lives. Like, for instance, you've got something that happens, and then you have a reaction to that thing because it's wired together. Something that a perceived threat, and then all of a sudden you get this feeling, a sinking feeling in your chest, or whatever it may be, or you get angry or whatever. Well, between stimulus and response, this is a Viktor Frankl type of thing, and a Stoic thing too. But there's a space between stimulus and response, our response to a thing, which lies a space for growth, and for us to evaluate how we're actually going to be responding to a thing, how we are to respond. And we can condition ourselves to respond differently than we have in the past. If what you have been doing throughout your life is working so well for you, please disregard this message. But for somebody like me who has done the dumbest shit, and reacted so emotionally and irrationally in so many instances, that I look back and just like, when keeping it real goes wrong, a lot of that going on, So when a thing happens, you can't, what I have learned to do to condition myself, I've been doing this for probably about a year-ish, is immediately when the thing happens that would normally upset me, I go, I love it. Thank you, God, for this. This is a great opportunity to show what an amazing problem solver I am, and what a hero I could be in this situation. And you're like, that's ridiculous. That's not going to happen in my life. That's easier said than done. Everything is easier said than done, except for breathing or heartbeat. Heartbeat. It's easier to beat a heart than to actually say it. But most everything else in life is easier said than done. But through repetition, when you couple the thing and you do it, at first it's not gonna work necessarily the first time, but after conditioning yourself with it for a little bit, it starts to sink in. Somebody says something like all messed up, or I just lost like 20 grand or something like that, which happens every now and again in my business life. All of a sudden, like, hey, guess what? You just lost $30,000 today. And you're like, oh, okay, neat. Well, I could go, it's just, my day is just ruined now. Oh my God. I'm in a bad mood. I go home and I kick my imaginary dog around. No, I go, I love it. Thank you, God, to be in a position where I can lose this amount of money and I still have food on the table. The other day, like, for instance, and then just right when it comes, pattern interrupt. Instead of getting angry or frustrated, you say, I love it. No, I love it. Thank you, God, for this. This is not what I asked for, but this is what I need. Without our losses, we cannot possibly have a proper celebration for our wins. Because if we won every single time, if everything went our way every single time, or 90% of the time, or whatever, then when we won, it wouldn't be anything to us. It would just be like the millionaire who just won the billionaire that just won $1 million. Ooh, yay, I have $1 billion and $1 million on top of it. Neat. What makes it so special to get to win that lottery is the fact that you're fucking broke and you don't have any money and you haven't won the lottery and or getting the big wins or anything like that. It's because it doesn't happen every day. That's what makes it special. So to embrace all of it, and realize it's a package deal, and this is our life. That is really truly the secret sauce. Also, I think a huge component of it is to see things for what it is. Like, this is a life. It's not the life. It might be the life, but how I like to look at it is this is like a life in many lives that I will have, whether it be on different levels of existence, or if this is the only one, whatever. This is helpful to me. This is a helpful mental device that allows me to have a pretty ironclad perspective on things, which is that is to care. I care this because this is that obviously consequential what happens, but just not too much. To care about things, just not too much, because ultimately it doesn't matter. We're all gonna die, and everything that we build or create or help, or every person that we have in our life, everybody's gonna die. Yeah, but that's not like something to be sad about. It's something to harness that knowledge to take advantage of what we have today, because everything is on lease. We don't own a thing. We don't own this body. We don't own our family. We don't own anything. Our houses, nothing. Everything is temporary and on lease. So to keep that in mind and not take it for granted. If your kids are only going to be kids for a little while, we're only going to have this youth. Even though I'm getting a little less youthful, and we all are, but to take advantage of the fact that we can run around right now and do the things that we have available to us now, and to take advantage of, to live life to the fullest. It's the carpe diem, like seize the day. And you don't always feel like it, but when you are instituting those little habits on a daily basis that will foster a good working order up here and around here and everywhere, doing those daily activities, those little things, they stack up to what becomes ultimately our life, is these little activities. So anyway, that's enough jibber jabber for the day, but amor fati, a love of one's fate, to embrace everything that comes, knowing that it's a package deal, that this is our life, that this is the journey of life, and to embrace everything as a necessary part of our development as spiritual beings, or non-spiritual beings even. Doesn't even matter. Anyway, love you guys. Have a beautiful day.